Hey, what's up everyone? This is DCSG81 and today we'll take a look at this Catwoman from the Batman Ninja anime series from Figma. Okay, so as we can see, this is the Batman Ninja anime series. I didn't watch that, but I heard that is pretty cool, especially the drawing of the Joker in the samurai style, and the Batman is also very cool. So far for Figma, they only released the Batman as well as this Catwoman, and s.h.figuarts, if I'm not mistaken, they have also released the same Batman Ninja anime series, but they released the Batman and the Joker, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So for Figma, Catwoman is only from Figma. We don't know whether the s.h.figuarts will actually attempt to make her yet. But without further ado, let's take a look at the box first. Okay, so from what we can see on the box is the pretty standard Figma style box with the white window where you can usually see almost everything. Of course, the hands, they are actually hidden in the package, so we can see the they actually says that the Catwoman, the ninja version, and we can see DC, Warner Bros, the Batman logo, and here is a very cool pictures of her, of the figure itself, and the other side is also another very cool pictures of her. Sorry, it's out of frame. Yep. And then from the back we can see all the possible cool poses that she can pose, and she comes with two interchangeable head. So without further ado, let's crack this open. Okay, so this is the figure right out of the box. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so from her look here, she looks as what I expected, very anime style, of course, because it's from the anime series, and she looks very cute. For Figma figure, usually what they shows on the prototype is what you are getting on the final product, which is pretty good. So when you see something good on the pre-order, usually that's what you will get. I mean, for most of the time, I have not been disappointed so far. So you can see the sculpted on her cat suit is very detailed, something like the s.h.figuarts Black Widow from the Endgame. Yep, you can see all the design, the patterns are all very nicely done. Okay. And one thing that I really dislike is the portion here where you can see it looks pretty ugly to me, and also you can actually extend here for more articulation. I'll show later, but it looks pretty ugly. But actually there's a remedy for this. I will show it to you later as well. So we can see the lower legs actually have this claw coming out, which is very cool, and it's a little bit sharp, so be very careful about it. And here we can see her shoe is actually the the Japanese wooden shoe style, very creative. Okay, and her hands, the claw is actually soft. I'm actually glad they do it soft so that it wouldn't break or anything like that. You see, it's very soft, and it's not as sharp as this one. This one is actually hard and sharp, so be very careful. But this one is pretty good, I would say. Okay, looking very nice. And the face, of course, very anime style and cute, I would say, adorable. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of people who doesn't like Figma because there's always a hole behind. It's actually for you to actually plug in the stand so that you can pose without having any clip around that is ugly. So it's especially useful for Spider-Man figures that you can just put the stand behind and you can just do any swinging or jumping poses without having to do any editings to remove the clips around the waist. So it's very nice, but some people they just don't like a figure with a hole on it. But to me, I'm okay because it's at the back anyway. But yeah, if you like to take a back pictures of her like something like this, then it's a little bit ugly to see the hole. Let me take a look at the pictures. Okay, so somehow they cheated. You can see from this picture. Let me get it. Okay, so this picture is actually taken on his back to show the back view of her, and you don't see any hole because actually they are. If you look close enough, you can see the hole. They actually painted it black, so it doesn't look as obvious. So it's actually cheating because the real product is skin color. Okay, so I would agree that they should actually paint it black so that it doesn't look as obvious, like just like the pictures wise. But I think this is the actual mold color itself, the skin color, so they didn't do it. So you can't do that pose without showing the hole. Yeah, so that's why I say they cheated on that. Okay, so let's take a look at the articulations. Okay, so for the articulation, I just noticed there's a bell here. It's pretty cute. You know, the cat bell, the bell for the cats that's usually on the neck. They have it too. So for the neck, not the best articulation, I would say. She can look down, not much. Okay, looking up also not much, but turning wise is no problem because their design is usually just something like a ball hinge, but the articulation is very minimal, and there's no articulation on the neck. It's actually just one piece. Okay, so for the hands wise, it's pretty good, I would say. Can turn no problem. There's no arm swivel. So there's a double joint elbow. They can do a V shape. It's pretty good. The hands, of course, you can turn it around, and there are some articulations, of course. And there's a joint here that you can do pretty much a lot. You can bend pretty much, and like I mentioned earlier, you can actually pull it up for more movement, but it's very ugly. You can basically see the whole joints there. Okay, but they say it's for there is a pretty useful instruction manual. I believe you saw that just now during the unboxing. So it actually mentioned about this. You can just pull it up for more movement. Okay, but I don't know how well we need to use it because it's pretty ugly. We can see that. Okay, yep. So let's put it back. And the legs, let me see whether there's any pull down. Nope, there isn't any pull down like what the s.h.figuarts have. So you can't just pull down the leg and for to do more movement. Yeah, this is what I hate. Okay, so basically, but the movement is still pretty good. I mean, the range of articulation is pretty good. You can kick very high up. Okay, of course, the split isn't that well. Okay, not a complete split. And there is a swivel here. Surprisingly, they actually add a swivel here. Okay, and a double jointed knee, pretty good. There's a movement on the leg. It's a ball joint. Okay, you can turn and move, but there isn't any toe hinge. Okay, because of the design of the shoe. If they have added a toe hinge, then I would think it's pretty ugly. So I'm glad they didn't. So it's pretty good movement already. And there's a swivel. Yep. Okay. So let's take a look at the articulations. I'm sorry, the accessories again. Okay, so from what you can see here, this is just a portion of the accessories given because There are some that I will show you later on, easier. So instead of going through the hands first, I'll go through the whips. Okay, so we can see there are three portions of the whips here. This is actually the extended version of the whip. So it's you need to actually assemble it. It's just a very simple assembly. Let's see, should be something like this. Okay, this is actually shown in the instruction manual as well. Okay, so it looks something like this. I think I got it wrongly. Let's see. Yeah, I think you can just turn anyhow you want, something like this. Or if you want, you can just turn it around to make it look like she's swinging it. Okay, so this is one of the accessories, okay, for her to hold on. And then there is this one that is supposed to be put on her, around her waist. So this is where I mentioned that it looks very ugly, but it's okay because you're gonna put this one over her waist to make it looks like it will cover all this. I'm sorry, I don't know it's our range. So this one should be put around here. I'll show you later how to put it. So it will cover up all this gap that you can see now, which is very ugly. So it looks much better after that, I believe so, but I'll do that later. Okay, and then he comes with a pair of the whirring claw hands. Very cool. Okay, very well made. And of course there's one extra head with her winking. Very nice. And there's something special about the head as well. I'll show it to you later, okay, as well. Okay, and then it comes with a as usual, the Figma usually give this bag for you to store all your accessories, and you can also write like Figma Catwoman Ninja version, so you know what is the accessory about. They've been giving this for as long as I can remember. Okay, and the next one is where the hands are. So they also very thoughtful. They always give this piece for you to slot your hand in so you don't lose any, which is I think it's very thoughtful for them to do so, but I don't usually use it. I have my very own compartment box to store it. Okay, so you can see comes on the figure, it has the relaxed hand, okay, and then a pair of fist hands and a pair of hands to hold the whip. Okay, so there's three pairs of hands, including this whirring claw hand would be 4 pair of hands. Okay, and then it comes with the standard, the very standard Figma stand with the extra parts here. This is where it slots into the hole behind her. Okay, and also Figma is also very thoughtful because they also give extra joints in case you broke any. Okay, yep. And of course, last but not least, the instruction manual. Okay, so they actually give you a list, a checklist to make sure you didn't lose anything. And this is where it shows how you can pull it up and put the whip around her waist. And they also mentioned you can actually pull down for extra range of movement, and how you should assemble the whip, like what I did just now, how to exchange the hand for the claw. And here is the head that I noticed. It's very funny because to me, if you just show it like this, okay, 2 heads, what I will do is I'll just exchange it. Okay, they actually give the joint as well, so you don't have to pull it out or pull it in. So that's it. Voila, right? Simple. Even the box show all the same faces. Okay, all the same faces for the head switch. the wink is actually for the unmask, and the normal eyes is actually for the mask, right? Okay, so this is why for normal people they will think, oh, so all I do is just to change the head, but the the instruction manual says otherwise. You know, you can pull it out and then you can, you know, do all these kind of things. So I was wondering, why do they bother to show all this? Because all you need to do is just pull the head and change. So I give it a try. You can actually exchange the face. Okay, so let's try again. First you pull off the mask and the little hair, and the face will come off by itself, and then you can actually change to this face that you want. Okay, if you want her to look without the wink on her eyes, you can actually do so. See? So it's pretty cool. You can also put the wink face on the mask, no problem. See? So this is pretty cool that even though they didn't explain it properly, I mean, with this, all you can tell is they are saying that the mask can be removed, and then this, for this head you can remove the mask and you can remove the hair, but they didn't say that you can actually interchange the face. Okay, so this is what I found out on my own. Yeah, so you can have these two heads, so altogether you can have 4 different expressions on 2 heads because you can change the face. Yep, pretty cool, right? Okay, so next what I will do is to show you how to do this. Actually, you need to pull up the torso, not on the waist. So let's give it a try. Okay, simple enough. Okay, so we put this around her, and this will actually act like a tail, like the cat tail. Okay. Yep. So it's done now. I actually prefer this look a lot more now because it actually cover up the gap. Plus she has a cat tail which looks pretty good. So she's looking more like a Catwoman now. Right? Okay, maybe not because of the unmask. Let's try with this one. Yep, looking pretty good. Okay, so for the size comparison, I'll compare her with the s.h.figuarts, the Marvel line. You can see Captain Marvel here from s.h.figuarts, as well as the Black Widow from Endgame is also from the s.h.figuarts. So it is well known that the Figma figure usually is smaller in scale, especially the female character. So yep, this proven that you can see she's a bit on the small side. And next, I'll compare her with the Mayfax line that we can see the Heath Ledger Joker, as well as the Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. So these are the 2 from the Mayfax line, and she's also on a smaller scale, but I think it's fine because she's a girl after all. And next, I'll compare her to the Mesco line. We can see the Mesco Joker here, as well as the Deathstroke, and I think they are way too big for her. She looks like a very mini figure here. And lastly, I'll compare her back to the Figma line. This is my favorite Figma Deadpool. You can see they actually scale very well together. Okay, so my final verdict for her is 8 out of 10 because I really like the overall look and feel of the figure, And there's also a fun factor where you can have the interchangeable faces and also the accessories, the whip and the claw hands, the whirring claw, and everything is fun. And then you can, the articulation I believe isn't bad as well so far. I've been turning her around and the joint looks pretty good. Yeah, so I think this is a very well made figure. If you are into the Batman Ninja anime, I think you should really add her into your collections because she looks very well done. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Click the like button if you like it. Of course, leave a comment to me if you have anything else that you want to ask about her, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, as I have new video up almost every day. So until then, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.